He likes the progress of the offense. Just what have you seen through 6 games, and what are your feelings as far as the capabilities of the offense?
I think guys got a good adjust of the guys that get the volume of shots and the guys that don't get as many shots, take on the role and do other things. But as far as scoring goes, we just try to, whoever's hot or, who has the matchup or, how the flow of the game goes. We really don't focus on who's scoring the most points, just kind of, who's feeling who got the best matchup, who's making shots at the time.
This one has the extra association of, Big Ten, ACC. Does that make a difference to you guys? Obviously, it doesn't affect the Big Ten title or anything, but just league pride, that kind of thing?
Well, it's personal pride anyway. It's a team coming in, to where we practice and play every day, and we just want to, defend our home court. So, on top of the fact that this is a challenge, it's just, personal check for ourselves, to see where we at, and again, get an opportunity to defend our court.
Do you follow the other games in this challenge and kind of root for the Big Ten?
Not really. Well, we get a chance to watch them, before our game and after our game. But of course, it's probably the only time within the conference guys are rooting for each other. But I don't really get a chance to follow it into it. I just kind of look at the box scores and see what happens.
Ask John about kind of the evolution or the progress of the front court. It seems like DJ, he's got the athleticism. He's had a couple good games. Mo, starting last year in the Big Ten tournament. How does that change kind of maybe what you do, knowing that, you have a front court that's growing? Does that change your game at all?
It just gives us a lot more trust in those guys, give them the opportunity that they deserve on the offensive end. Reward them as much as possible when they run the floor hard. Me personally, I just thank them. They make my job and the other guys' job a lot easier. And it just speaks volumes to how we develop our guys over the years, and guys, gaining confidence in themselves.
When the threes aren't falling, like in South Carolina, do you take more upon yourself to try and create some things?
Absolutely. I've been trying to do that, from the start of the game to the end of the game. Trying to feel things out and be aggressive myself because I know this team needs it. But as much as bad as times, we didn't didn't make shots, but we don't really expect to make shots like that every night, and we definitely don't expect to shoot that poorly. So our mindset that we shoot the ball every day really well, and we got confidence in guys that shoot the ball like that. And it's just one of those days it just didn't go down for us. But to answer the question, we definitely try. I definitely try to take initiative. Get a little more looks at the basket when shots aren't falling as usually as they are.
Coach said you've been sitting out more in practice this year to save your legs and give the young guys some more time on the court. Is that something you two discussed, coming into the season, or continued to discuss? Are you?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Just want to bring those guys along and kind of help them, bump them up, and we need them. You just know, point blank, the period simple. We need those guys, and time to time we kind of, jokingly have a little fuse about, I try to jump into the drill and it kind of kicks me out. I try to sneak in the next rep or something like that. But it's all the fun of the game. We just trying to help our guys and bring those guys along. Those are, that's the team of the future, pretty much. We need to get those guys accustomed to, being in the games.
Do you feel you play better in games if you have fewer minutes in practice, and maybe even in games, 30 minutes versus 35, or do you not notice any
Honestly,
sort of?
I don't even notice it. I let him determine all that stuff. That's why he pay him. I just go out there and try to win games with my guys and have fun as much as possible doing what I love to do.
Compare how you feel right now to maybe how you felt at this time the last couple of years.
Last year I felt really good at this time. Year before last, that was a different story. But right now I feel pretty fresh. I've taken it personal to take care of my body a lot, more and expecting like just being more on top of things, and it's paying off when it's time to actually play. I'm a lot more fresher, and our strength and training guys do a great job of modifying some things that aren't helpful to me playing in the game. So we're doing a great job of when to push me and when not to push me, and when it's time pretty much.
Derrick, where have Mo and DJ kind of enhanced their games the most? Is there anything that strikes you as far as noticeably better from either one of them?
I think Mo is a lot more confident. He's able to show off what he can do when he catches the ball, off the block. He can shoot the ball as well. I think DJ, who's he hasn't really got a chance to show off his offensive capability. He's really talented on offense. He can dribble past and shoot, and he has a shot as well as I'm pretty sure he wants to. But I think those things just come with time. He's being a lot more acclimated to being a starter and where his shot's going to come from. So I'm just impressed that they playing with so much confidence right now. It's exuding and it's helping this team as a whole.
After the South Carolina game, actually, that kind of game gives you a lot to work on. It's an opportunity to change. Was the approach more, we need to figure out how to do more offensively, make more of these shots, and execute more of these plays, or was it more, we need to figure out how to beat this kind of athleticism and defense?
I think it was more so. It was more so focused on that. We gave them credit. They took us out of some things that we're accustomed to doing, and it was all about just getting back to doing what we do well and passing the ball, not turning the ball over, shooting the ball well. So we kind of, like we said, we took the loss tough, but we thinking of down the road, it was something that's going to help us more so than harm us. Not playing a good BCS team like South Carolina. So I think it's going to help us in the long run.
When Zach was younger, he would struggle and it would seem to linger for a game or two or something like that. It seems like he came back pretty quickly, kind of realized what happened at South Carolina, and played well the other night. Is that something you've seen growth in him that way?
Yeah. I mean, it comes with maturity. You just kind of realize that every night's not your night, and you just got to accept that. I feel like he's in a mindset where he just feels that if he makes a couple shots, it's not the end of the world, and he just locks in the next possession or shot attempt he gets, and that's pretty much all you can do.
Zach doesn't really have a backup, so if he's going through a system, he's got to play through it. How much of that, maybe if it's not his night, then how much of that does that fall on you to say that it's got to be mine? If it's not his, it's got to be mine.
We talk about it all the time. It's no secret that we kind of the guys that make this team go. So whenever he's a little down, I always try to give him some words of encouragement. But nonetheless, I'm just trying to be aggressive, just as he's trying to be aggressive. So we know it's going to be a tough night for the opposing team. We're both firing on all cylinders. But one of us go through a slump, the other one just picks us up. And our teammates do a great job of it. So it's nothing that we feel like we go through individually. It's kind of a team thing.
As a point